Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Longitudes and time, latitude and distance. Here, we will look at how one can calculate the distances of latitude and times for longitude. Now, calculation of distances using lines of latitude. There are procedures. 1. Locate the two places involved. 2. Find the latitude difference between the two places involved. 3. Multiply the latitude difference by 111 kilometers. The formula is 1 degree is equal to 111 kilometers approximately. Now, given the number of degrees of latitude between two places, it is easy to calculate the distance between them. Remember this formula. Now let's look at this formula. Let's see something like this. Now, let's take for instance let's look at this example. Now, let's see this. The formula goes like this. Let's take for instance you're given distances between the north and the north. Now we have the south and the south. Now you're given north and south. Now you're given the equator. When you have the north and north, what you do is you subtract. When you have the north and the north, what you do is you subtract. When you have the south and south, you also subtract. When you have the north and the south, you add. And when you have the equator, that is the north and the south, or the equator and the north and the south, you add or subtract. Now, while we go further, to calculate the distance between the equator and any distance, you can apply the same procedures. Now let's look at this example. Calculate the distance between South Africa, that is 30 degrees south, and Spain, 40 degrees north. Remember, I said that to calculate the distance between 2 points, this formula is looked at. Now, this formula should be used alongside with this. 1 degree is equal to 101 kilometers. Remember that whenever you are applying this formula, you should go alongside with this. Now, looking at this example, the distance between South Africa 30 degrees south and Spain 40 degrees north. The solution. One, locate the places involved. Now we have latitude, South Africa. We have 30 degrees south. Latitude of Spain, we have 40 degrees north. Now, to locate the latitude difference, we have 30 degrees south plus 40 degrees north. Remember, we apply this formula because it involves south and north. Remember, our formula for south and north is addition. We add the distances. Take 2. We add the poles, that is the north and the south poles. Now, adding these two, we have 70 degrees. Since 1 degree is equal to 111 kilometers, therefore the distance between South Africa and Spain will be calculated as follows. Because 1 degree is equal to 111 kilometers, therefore 70 degree is equal to 111 times 70. This gives us 7,777 kilometers. Now, therefore, the distance between South Africa and Spain, distance between South Africa and Spain is 7,770 kilometers. Now, the distance, or calculating the lines of longitude, is however also easy to do. The important lines of longitude are longitude 0, that is the prime meridian, long 180 degrees east, long 180 degrees west, and long 100 degrees east. Now, to calculate longitude, we have something like this. These procedures include 1. Locate the places involved. 2. Locate the time difference. 3. Convert the time difference to longitude. And 4. adjust the longitude to the direction of movement, west or east. Now we have this question. What is the longitude of a town X whose time is 12 noon when Greenwich Mean Time is 6 p.m.? Now the question is, what are the places involved? Now, town X has to come first because you get 12 noon before 6 p.m. Now, you apply procedure B, find the time difference. The time difference between 12 noon and 6 p.m. is equal to 6 hours. Now, because we have 6 hours, we move to procedure C. Convert 6 hours to longitude, that is, converting the time difference which we found to longitude. Now, since 15 degrees is equal to 1 hour, therefore 6 hours is equal to 6 times 15 degrees. This gives us 90 degrees. Now we move over to procedure D. Now, looking at this, town X, this is a question mark. I'm making an illustration. Now we have subtract here. We have longitude. Zero degrees. We have a straight line here, and we have a straight line here. This is west, this is east. Now we have 12 noon and we have 6 p.m. I made this illustration to help us get to procedure D. I would have made it at the first place, but I've seen it's necessary for us to easily understand the procedure D. Now, since this arrow is pointing to the question mark, that is west, therefore the 90 degrees is to the west, which is 90 degrees west. The longitude of town X is equal to 90 degrees west. I'll take it again. It is because of the arrow. This is an illustration. This arrow here represents all our calculation from procedure A to procedure C, which involves locating the places involved, finding the time difference, and converting the difference to longitude. Now, to get our final answer, we have to adjust the longitude to the direction of movement. This is by taking 90 towards the direction of the arrow, and this is pointing towards town X. Therefore, this arrow is pointing towards west. This makes our longitude of town X. This gives it the longitude which is equal to 90 degrees west.